Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Gran Turismo 7 to take a look at one of the cars that is new to this iteration of the game, as we've had no new content added this month unfortunately. The car though that we're going to be looking at is the rather mad custom car, the Wicked Fabrication, which is available for 300,000 credits in Brand Central, which given Gran Turismo's usual pricing system isn't too bad. So, for those who don't follow such things, every year Gran Turismo awards are given out for the best custom car on show at the American custom car show SEMA, and these are eventually brought into the latest Gran Turismo game, whichever one it may be, by the time they've modelled the car and got it all sorted. This car, for example, won that competition, that award, way back in 2016, and was only added at the launch of this game, Gran Turismo 7, nearly a year ago. As for the car itself, now that we know the background of this award and why these kind of things are added to Gran Turismo, it's based on a 1951 Ford Custom Club Coupe, and over 10,000 hours of work led by a team of former racing driver called Bruce Levin turned it into this, basically. So you may notice it looks a bit sleeker than a 50s Ford, and that's because the waistline and roofline have both been moved, and after they had done the visually stuff, which included a very nice looking interior, which I noticed when I was blasting around here, included adding a V8 from a 1956 Lincoln, which was tuned to just over 370 horsepower, and they also fitted it with suspension, which was constructed to improve the car's handling, because of course otherwise it would handle like it was from the 1950s, whereas now it drives rather well, although the only thing I did notice going around here is it has 5 gears. As soon as you go into 5th, it bogs down so hard that you just don't go anywhere. So 5th's almost useless in this car. I guess it's a kind of cruising gear if you're on a big road. Anyway, the finished car weighs 1,338 kilos, and that paired with the power output gives us a performance point rating of 526.12 from standard here in Gran Turismo. As it's already a custom car, there's not that much customization you can do to it, rather unsurprisingly. There's no wide body, which is a common, well, upgrade or customization here on Gran Turismo. You can of course change the wheels and paint colour, which I'll potentially have a look at in a minute. You can put a custom wing on it, but I don't know why you would. You can't do racing items, but you can change the light bulb, so we can make it a brighter, sort of cooler white colour, which is rather cool. You can add a number plate, but I don't really know why you would, unless you wanted to say Gran Turismo instead of... I suppose it's slightly neater, sure. And, well, that's about it, apart from wheels and paint. So, as has become traditional, I'm only allowing myself Ford colours as it's based on a Ford, and my favourites are these sort of very metallic metal flake, almost, paints. So, either ruby red or liquid red, but I think my favourite is actually, there's a lot of these flat colours like grab lime and stuff, which I don't think work, but I think my favourite is actually Deep Impact Blue, and, well, blue is quite suitable given it's a Ford. You may have noticed I've also put some American racing wheels on. Feel like it made it a little bit more sporty, and it meant I could increase the rim size slightly, bring the track width and rim width out a bit, so now it fits super cleanly in those arches, and that along with the blue I think looks really good. For some reason you can paint the underside of the car in a different colour. I don't think I'm going to because it looks a bit odd, but yeah, that's an option. So, as for upgrades, I was just going to upgrade it so it was nice to drive, a bit like the Carrera GT that I took a look at recently. Link to that in the top right, probably. But, yeah, I ended up making it, well, as you can see, just above 600, so it might actually be eligible for some events. But as I spoke about in that video, I don't really care about the events, because that's not the way you earn money in this game. You earn it from circuit experience, so the cars you build, you might as well make nice to drive for a more relaxed style free run. Because, well, the only things you race in this game are either racing cars or circuit experience, which doesn't require a car. Anyway, so I started just building it how I wanted it, with the sports computer, sports silencer, sports soft, kind of thought I'd just do stuff from sports. Then I added a bit of power, a bit better suspension, and some brakes, which I thought it kind of needed. Then I thought it needed a gearbox, so I went and got a fully customizable manual transmission Then saw there was a limited slip diff, which might be quite useful, so put that on as well. And that's kind of how upgrades go in here. Then I thought, hang on a minute, I want to be able to paint my brake calipers, so I put some carbon ceramics on, and next thing I knew I was at 600, so that's worked out rather well. It means I can tune it down slightly, although I can't because I don't have that in it, and make it work in a 600 performance point event, or I can enjoy driving it because I don't think it's too over the top. 400 horsepower, 1300 kilos, so not too bad. So if I tuned it down to 600, I could take part in something like, that's a bad track to choose, this American Sunday Cup 600. But as you can see, I've already won that one. And I've already won that American Sunday Cup 600. These are 700 ones, which potentially you could tune it up to, but again, I've done that. I haven't done the front rear-wheel drive 550 challenge, but that's 550. So you see, this is kind of the problem you have with Gran Turismo. I've already done all the events that this car would be eligible for. So, well, like the Carrera GT video, should we just go and enjoy a nice relaxed drive in it online? Okay, so here we are on Tokyo Expressway for supposedly a nighttime drive, although I think I'm going to be outclassed by these other cars somewhat anyway. Although they're driving rather sensibly and blocking the road. Well, that bit's not sensible. The speed's realistic. It said any speed, but sure. There's people in chat asking if steering wheels come with pedals. I just look up the price of steering wheels on the internet. Anyway. Oh wow, interesting things happen when you spin the camera through the wall. I think I've gone into an alternate dimension. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying this sort of free-run cruise side to Gran Turismo. Never really joined anything like this. Well, not on this game. I used to on like Gran Turismo 5 and 6, I think. People overtaking me all over the place. The gearing is a bit better now I've put a fully customizable in. Not sure how fast it'll go though. $180. The purple courgette. Nice colour. Bruz. Subaru Bruz with things written on it. Wow. Oh wow, I like this Shadow R4M person. There's everything in purple. Take it by their name, they're also a fan of Soup GT. So for variety, I've gone to the other cruising location, because Tokyo and the Nürburgring seem to be about the only places people use. Although there's not many cars here, so we might not even encounter anybody. I feel like this car fitted Tokyo Expressway better than it fits. It's not really a car for Nürburgring laps, is it? Anyway. We'll go around a lap or two and see if we spot anybody. So I thought there was a few cars approaching the end of the lap, so I came back, but One of them appears to be driving the wrong way down the straight. Why did I get reset here? Oh, hang on, there's a person in a bath. Oh, and there's a Toyota of descriptions. I realised I'd put carbon ceramics on and then didn't change the colour of the calipers. I think a yellow is probably going to work better against the blue than a red. I will fix that, but yeah, it's a bit late now. What is this Alfa Romeo doing? But yeah, like I said, this car isn't really for being fast. It's enjoyable to drive, so I'm kind of rather glad I didn't take it into any races, even ones I'd already done, because it's not going to be competitive. It's fun, but it's still a little bit 1950s, shall we say, in how it feels to drive. Oh. My driving's getting worse and worse. I should probably finish at some point before... Yeah, I keep doing that too often. So yes, that is where I'm going to finish today's video before I put it in too many Nürburgring walls and make all of the barriers around there a nice metallic blue colour. But yeah, it's a rather fun car to drive, something interesting, something a bit different, and I do love that Gran Turismo add these cars from SEMA. This is the interior that I was telling you was quite so beautiful earlier. But yeah, it's a fun thing, not necessarily going to be useful for anything, it's just a cool car to have, and I feel like I've made it look even nicer. I've still not done the yellow calipers. I will, I promise, but yeah. Worth going and picking up if you want a nice car to drive, but it's not going to be competitive, I don't think. But yeah, I do love all of these kind of custom cars, so do let me know if there's any others you'd potentially like me to take a look at. I think this is the only new one. But yeah, I do also look forward to seeing what's going to be in store for us in February, as we didn't get an update in January, so hopefully we still get 3 or 4 cars next month. But for now, for a very first look at the Wicked Fabrication, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.